Come on over, baby. Starting a YouTube video is probably the most awkward thing I've ever done because I have to sit here and think about how I'm gonna start talking to myself, so it's great. Anyway, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Andy, and if you haven't checked out some of my videos before, I've put a few down in the description box. That way you guys kind of know who I am, where I'm coming from, and maybe this video will kind of resonate with you a little bit more if you have like a little bit more of a background history. I posted on Twitter a few days ago that I wanted to start doing like a little weekly spiritual update for you guys and just kind of letting you know what I'm working on spiritually, where I'm at, and kind of just how I'm dealing with certain situations throughout my day-to-day life, how I'm kind of just flowing through them versus kind of getting stuck in certain situations. I've been taking a lot of time to myself, kind of just reflecting on where I'm trying to go. I feel like I'm always saying that I want to do all of these things and I'm envisioning all of these things and I'm not actually going forward with them. I feel like I'm almost just a little bit not necessarily stuck because I'm very aware of what I want to do and very aware of the steps that I want to take to get there, but I'm also just kind of confused. So I've been really trying to meditate on it lately and just kind of trying to find a few minutes to just go inward and figure out what I'm trying to do next. And one thing that I keep hearing or like seeing is just trust. Like, be in the moment and just trust whatever is coming to you. So that's kind of had me sit back as just the observer, allow myself to analyze everything. And I feel like it's because the retrograde is coming up and I'm kind of getting a little bit of influence from it already. I'm kind of seeing old thought patterns that are already starting to come back up and resurface themselves that I haven't dealt with yet, or just karmic things that I need to deal with right now that I'm going through. Just things with my family, things with myself, and just also thinking about the bigger picture, the future, where I'm going with all of that and what I want to do with all of that. And a retrograde is basically just a time that puts a microscope over your life and allows you to kind of see what you're doing, what you're thinking, and how all of that is affecting your life. This is a time where you can let go of old thought patterns, you can change things within yourself, and just really self-reflect. In that time, you really just want to observe where your life is. You want to observe what's making you comfortable, what's not making you comfortable, whose energy is draining you when you're around them, and when you feel most depleted or when you feel most alive, who makes you feel happy and energized. Being aware of yourself, essentially, and really taking that time to introspect. And like I said, I feel like the influences are kind of already starting to come towards me, and I'm having to make a lot of decisions, I feel like, in a short amount of time, just because I know that the retrograde is coming up and I know that there are things that I don't really necessarily want amplified in my face and I'm ready to let go of. And so I feel like if I don't do those things now, I'm gonna kind of not necessarily block myself spiritually, but kind of put myself a few steps back, which is totally fine. If I need to take that time for retrograde and really look at these situations under a microscope, then I will. But I feel like that just may not be my journey, and I need to do what I need to do for myself. Things are kind of just coming to the surface, maybe even for you. I'm already very self-aware of things that are kind of blocking me, and so I feel like this is a perfect time to really just let all of those things go and invite the new into my life. I got certified in Reiki 1 a couple of months ago and I'm able to receive a lot of messages from a higher place that are guiding me into a direction that I feel like I'm ready to go in. And now, this past week, what I've really been working on is trust, and trusting that what I'm getting and what's flowing through me is actually for me and for my journey, and it's not these perceptions that have been pushed onto me by anybody else. It is solely my soul. I do a lot of self-work at home. There are symbols that we use to move energy around or to pull energy out. We can also push certain types of energy in. There are things that we can do to comb the aura, just various things that kind of get like this psychic debris off of your body. When we're around other people daily, we're kind of picking up energy and giving off energy constantly. That's why people talk about vibes, people having good vibes or bad vibes. That's initially what that is, being able to read a good vibe versus a bad vibe, if that's what you even want to call it. Some people refer to it as light, some people refer to it as dark. It's just whatever resonates with you. With that, I've been able to open myself to a higher place, which has really, really helped my journey and something that I hope to take forward and helping other people with theirs. So this week I've really been focusing on getting more in touch with my guides and really just trusting that this energy that I'm feeling and everything that I'm doing is for me. I've kind of had a lot of what I would call ego death, or just kind of these thought patterns that are amplified back at me, just old fears, old, you know, negative thought patterns that kind of kept me stuck before are kind of just starting to resurface and kind of test me almost. Just kind of be like, all right, now that you have all of this energy flowing through you, can you still handle this negativity? Can you still handle this? And I feel like the more that you are able to be in touch and be aware with what is going on, the more you're able to just flow through it. So as those things have kind of come up, I've been able to almost channel from another place to work with it. I've been doing this meditation lately that has really helped me work on my fears. And what I do is I just visualize the minute a negative thought pattern comes into my head, or fear comes into my mind, or anxiety comes into the pit of my stomach, what I've been doing lately has been visualizing it going into like my heart and just turning into love, turning into something other than what it is that makes me feel good. And I feel like that's really been helping me lately. I've almost been called to do that lately. Like I said, I kind of just get things from another place, and I feel like lately I've been called to do these types of meditations because I had a lot of old fears that were working on my energetic system from before that I wasn't even previously aware of. Meditating has definitely been helping me a lot, but I also got this book. It's about channeling your guides, and I've been reading that. I'm only about a chapter in, and what it's kind of taught me is just that we are all open to a divine higher self. We are all open to channeling. We are all open to being able to open up our hearts to the world and allowing the world to work through us. I personally like to label myself as spiritual only because I don't really have a set religion. It's not necessarily something that I really even like to label, but for the sake of just having a label on it, I label it spirituality, and I just label it as being able to come into myself and being able to hear these messages from the divine place, from God, whatever you would like to call it, and bringing them here. So for me, it's all about still being able to have that contact with everything and be here and be right now and be present and not letting the past affect me so much. I've definitely been seeing kind of just old memories, I guess, just kind of come up, and things that I've had to deal with, things that I haven't necessarily dealt with yet. There are a lot of I feel like family influences that I haven't dealt with. There are a lot of things going on when you grow up that you aren't necessarily aware of, and as you get older, there comes a point where you get to sit with all of that. And lately I've kind of been sitting with all of that. I've kind of just been addressing what needs to be addressed, and just kind of analyzing why I am the way that I am so that I can progress and move forward with that. I feel like a lot of us feel like doing things for ourselves is selfish. One thing that I've definitely learned on this spiritual journey is that it's not. Doing things for yourself, doing what's best for your energy, stopping putting yourself in certain situations that you don't want to be in anymore, that is the most selfless thing that you can do for yourself. And so if I'm the person this week that has to tell you to stop going to that job that you hate, or stop dating that person that's treating you like crap, then I'm glad to be able to do that for you. I am such a big believer in the fact that every single day, every single moment, every single second is a new chance for us to create ourselves and to create new versions of ourselves. We owe nobody anything, and that is something that I am so happy that I have learned, because it has allowed me to let go of people that weren't necessarily good for me. It's allowed me to take myself out of situations that I didn't want to be in anymore, and it's allowed me to grow in who I am as a person and where I'm going as a person. And there are things that I envision myself doing, and at certain times a lot of my environment wasn't where it needed to be in order for those dreams to come true. And now it's all about taking back my life and taking back my energy, being selfless with where I put it. And lately it's been all towards myself, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think that introverting and not talking to anybody for a while and really sitting with your own thoughts and figuring out who you are is good for yourself. And I feel like I do that more often than not. And then the minute that I come back out of my shell, I am introduced to so many new people and so many new experiences. Putting yourself in new situations and meeting new people allows you to really embody who you want to be. Love being able to go somewhere new and introduce myself and say, hi, I'm Andy, I'm a yoga teacher, I am an energy healer. Know that I can be and do anything that I want. Know that I can have anything that I want. And I think that that's why trust has been coming up so much this past week, is because it's just allowing myself to really know that the things that I'm saying to you guys right now are true. And I feel like I can't say that they're true unless I do them for myself. Having those new inspirations around me that are those versions of myself, I'm now able to grow more into that. And it makes me really excited. It makes me really excited to share with you guys. And I'm so glad that you guys are even interested in my journey. I'm gonna start putting out new videos, hopefully every week. If I don't get to it, I'm sorry, but hopefully every week I'll be able to put a new spirituality video, just kind of updating you guys as to where I'm at, what I'm working on that week, and what's kind of blocking me. I feel like I can't just say, you know, all of the good things that are happening. I need to say what's also blocking me spiritually, so kind of changing my perception on what I even think good and bad is. I feel like everything is just a lesson for your soul. That's why I'm excited to share with you guys the duality of spirituality, and the good parts, the bad parts, the raw parts, everything in between. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And if you guys would like to see more of those spirituality videos, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I've also got numerous other things that I'm doing. I'm a versatile person, so there will be other videos that aren't necessarily dealing with spirituality, but just kind of everyday things. So follow me. Let's get connected. Let's start creating an environment that's comfortable for you guys to talk to me about how you guys are feeling with your journey, whether it's spiritual, whether you're religious, no matter what it is, let's get connected. I've put all of my links down below. Thank you guys so much. Have a great week.